Hi everyone, I'm Sheila and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Today we're going to start working right away on our backs. So let's have our knees nice and bent here, our backs nice and tall, our divine flesh out, and we're going to start to just roll through that back, all the way back, and then push through and roll back up. And again, roll back, and then push and roll up. Just waking up the spine and roll back and push and roll up. Good. And rock back and roll up. Let's put our hands behind, straighten the legs out, flex the feet, push through the balls of the feet and flex. Push through the balls of the feet and here we go, flex. Two more. Balls of the feet, point and flex. Balls of the feet, point and flex. Now in this flex position, again, we're going to roll through that back, push through the back, and undulate up. So as we work in the back, we're also getting a little work through the hamstrings and the legs and up. And again, roll back, push through, and roll up. And once more, roll through the back, and push, and come up right. Good. Point the feet. Let's bring the legs into a folded position, sitting up tall. We've got our right leg in front of us. And again, rolling through that back. And push through and roll up. And roll through that back. Push through and roll back up. Two more. Roll back. Push through and roll up. And once more, roll back. And push and roll up. Good, bring the legs together. And let's go back to the very beginning. Here we go. And through that lower back, we're going to continue and reach our arms out. So our lower backs are working here. We're engaging the abdominals. And we're going to give our abdominals a little bit more of a chance to work. One arm up, one arm down. Feeling that lower back going way out, engaging the abdominals. And one arm up. One arm down and continue one more time. Lift and down. Let's make fists and repeat. So we have up, really working those abs, feeling the back stretching out. Lift and switch. And two more sets. Lift and switch and lift and switch. Good. Hands roll up through the spine, legs out. Again, flex. Push through the balls of feet and point. Flex. Push through the balls of feet and point. Flex. Push through and point. And flex. Push through and point. Coming back to that flex position. Rolling back down through that lower back. It's becoming very familiar. Let's have our arms out. Fists. And then bring your backs of your fists together. And we're going to twist. Getting some oblique work. But also working through the spine. In a twisted position. Good. And switch. And continue. Keep pressing out through the heels. And switch. And twist. And switch. Let's go over to the side. I'm going to lift arms up and down. And lift. And down. Good. Lift. And down. And lift. And down. Let's go to the other side and twist. Arms go up and down. And lift and down. Excellent. Two more sets. And down. And lift and down. Come back to central position. Push through the hips. Come upright. Shake the legs out. This time we're going to fold the legs and have our left leg in front. Make sure the divine flesh is up. And let's go back into that curve. So we're curving way back there. And then we're going to drop the whole body forward, folding from the hips. So we're getting a little action in the legs and the backs of the thighs. Coming into a flat back. And upright. And curve. So here we go back into that position we're familiar with. Roll the whole thing forward. Curving from the hips. Front flexors here. Push through. You can use your hands to get into a flat back and lift. Two more sets. Curve it back. Breathe. Drop it over and down. Push through. Flat back, lengthen, and lift up. Last set. Curve it back. Breathe. Drop it front. Down. Push through. Flat back. Excellent. And come up and stay. Good. Let's bring our legs to the front. Feet are pointed. They're parallel. Divine flesh is out from underneath. Bring the arms up. Let's bring our hands to the back of the hands to the legs, and twist. So again, now we're getting a little bit more of that twist happening in the lower spine, other side. And twist. And breathe up. Twist. And allow that spine to go. Shoulders are down. Lift it up. Breathe. Twist. Good. Coming back to neutral position. Flex the feet. Let's repeat that. Lifting tall. Arms come to the leg and the back. And twist through that lower spine. And lift. Up. And twist. Good. Once more in each direction. Lift. Up. And twist. And lift. Up. And twist. Excellent. Come back to neutral position. Beat the thighs out. Let's fold the legs once again. This time the right leg is in front. Again, we don't want the legs super close to us, and we want the divine flesh out. We're going to take another twist. Our backs are going to go to the side. You can put your hands on that knee there, and then we're going to drop over, keeping the opposite hip on the floor. So we're getting more of an upper spine work here on this twist and drop. And come up. Let's twist to the other side. Hand, twist the upper body, curve the head down, and you're just going to basically above your waist. You can feel that stretch in the back of your shoulder blade area, neck area, and come up. Let's take that a couple more times. Twist, drop it down. Maybe the second time you can get a little farther over, but we're still maintaining the hips right where they are. Up, twist, and drop. Coming up, we're going to take this 2 more times. Twist, drop, over. Now, take the hand that was on the knee and see if you can lower it in front of you and involve a little more of the spine as you keep that hip down. So you find the stretch comes in a different place in the spine. Roll up through that first position, come up right, and twist the other side. Beginning with the hand on the knee, drop the head down, over. You might get a little farther over in this upper spine area that we're stretching, and then the hand comes down and you're lowering a little bit more. And then roll back through the first position, come up and twist. Let's repeat that. Hand on the knee, twist, drop, head down, and then hands go down. And then lower the body. See if you can get a little farther over. Notice where that stretches. And roll back up to your first position and lift. And let's take it to the last side. Here we go. Twist, drop down, head goes down. Feel that stretch. And then hands shift. And see if you can go a little bit further over. Shoulders stay down and elbows are bent. Good. And lift, coming up through that first position and center. Let's drop to the side, reaching the arm way out there. Good. From here, we're going to come up, press the hand on the floor, arm straightens, and we're twisting. And again, up and over. Feel that long line, opposite hip stays on the floor, and twist. So many different ways that we can move our spine, and we're exploring a lot of them right now. Up and push, and come up and over. Good. And lift and twist. Good. Come up. Right. Let's switch the legs so the other leg comes front. Make sure again that the divine flesh is out from underneath you. And we're going to the side. Here we go. Way over to the side. And then come up, straighten the arm, and we're pushing through on that twisted diagonal line. And up and reach. Each time we're trying to get a little more range of motion increase there. And twist. And we have 2 more. Reach and over. Coming up and twist. Reach it, reach it, reach it. And last one, up and over and come up and twist. Good, coming up right, maintaining this leg in front. We're gonna roll the head down, chin goes down, rolling down through the body, and let's bring our arms up farther to the front, so heads are dropped. Notice where you're feeling this stretch. Let's shake that head out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can reach the arms out a little bit more. Heads are loose, shoulders are down. 3 more breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale and reach. So you're really folding from the hip flexors there. And breath in. Exhale, inching out. Should be a pretty intense stretch right now. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale and reach. Walk the hands up as you roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. And let's bring the legs front and just shake them out. We're going to take that again with the right leg in front. So here we go. Getting that right leg in front, setting yourself up so that you've got divine flesh out from underneath, back straight. Roll the head down, rolling forward, curving, going down through the spine, coming to the hip folds in the front of the hips. Heads are down, and just let everything hang. Shake it out a little bit. You notice where we're stretching this time. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out, folding over. Breath in. And exhale and reach. 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, lengthening out as far as you can. Keep that head nice and loose, shoulders loose. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale and reach. Walking the hands in as you roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. Let's close the legs up and let them come out to the front. Just to ease out those hips a little bit, let's take the flexed feet on both sides and push the right heel out as the right hip goes forward. And twist and reach. And you notice as you do this, right out and left. That by pushing with the heel and the hip, right out, you're getting a little action in that lower back too. And push. Let's take it once more in each direction. Way out there. And push. Good. Let's come upright, relax the feet, making sure the backs are straight. And let's do a little work on the end point of our spine, our heads. So our heads go down. Let's circle the chin over to the right shoulder there. Drop it down, circle it over to the left. And down, and right. And down, and left. 2 more. Down, and right, and down, and left. Last time, down, feeling the back of the neck, get a stretch to the right, and down to the left. Come to neutral position and come upright. Let's bring the chin up. And we're going to keep the chin up there as we open our mouth and then close it up. So you feel more of a stretch in the front of that neck. And again, open and close. And open and close. Feel that nice long stretch. And open and close. From here, let's circle the head and twist it to the right. And going down to that right shoulder. So we're taking circles, but I want you to be aware of your position in the shoulder. And to the left. Coming up to the diagonal and lift. Keep going. So we're making a circle with our chin. We're feeling different parts of our neck. Get a stretch all the way around. Good. All the way up. Let's take 2 more. Going towards the right. Around. Keeping the backs nice and tall. Drop down. Over. And lift, and last one, all the way around, down, drop, circling to the left, and come all the way up. Good, let's reverse that. Circling over to the left, going to the right, the left directly side, then down to the left shoulder, drop, around, and lift. Keep maintaining that nice lifted spine so you're right on top of those two bones, your sit bones. And keeping that spine lifted so that we really can isolate this neck and get a good stretch all the way around in the neck. We're not only feeling a stretch in the back and the front, but also on the sides and in the diagonals. And we have one more. Lift it up all the way. Good. Drop it over to the left. Drop it down. Breathe. And come back. Up. And then let's come to a neutral position. And just shake that out. Good. Let's go back to the folded knee position here. Right leg's in front. Divine flesh is up. We're going to take that side stretch that we just worked on. Now we're going to curve above the waist to the front. So again, we're getting some work in the sides of the spine there and to the other side. And curve, holding on to the abs, around and side. Keep going. Curve, swing, around. Try to smooth it out so it's a little bit more fluid. And reach, around, and side. One more. And swing, around, and to the side. Excellent. And swing, around, to the side, and lift. Good. Let's bring our legs out and put them into a diagonal position. So they're not completely way out there, but you are still sitting on those you're getting the divine flesh out and you're sitting on those two ischial tuberosities. Flex the foot. Now we're going to rotate this hip in and we're going to allow the knee to be a little bit bent there. And open and stretch out. This leg stays as an anchor. And roll in. And roll out. Good. And roll in just to work through that hip joint. And roll out. And roll in. And roll out. Come to a neutral position. Let's take it to the other side. Rolling in. Good. And rolling out. And rolling in. Now, if you haven't noticed already, you may notice now that we've got a little work happening in our spine, lower spine, even though our focus is our hip there. And roll out. And let's take that once more. Rolling in. Good. And rolling out. Excellent. Bring the legs together. Let's shake them out. Let's lift up out of the hips. Feet are pointed. Because we've done so much with the spine, as we do this forward fold, you may find that it's not quite as challenging as it might be ordinarily. So we're dropping all the way down. We're getting some hamstring work here. Elbows bend, heads go down. Shake that head out. Shake the shoulders out. Shake the hips out. When you shake the hips out, you may find you can get a little bit farther over. Now in this position, we're going to flex out through the heels. So we are doing a fairly intense stretch on the hamstring. And just breathe and try and allow the body to fold over. But because the spine has been warmed up, you may find it's not quite, again, as challenging it might be ordinarily. Let's push through the pointed feet and allow our bodies to fold. Maybe your hands come forward a little bit to increase the stretch there. Deep breath in. Exhale. Flex out through the heels. Lengthen the spine along the legs. Noticing where you're feeling the stretch again. Make sure everything is loose, that you're not holding tension in the neck or in the shoulders or in the glutes there. Repeat. Point the feet. Breathing and exhaling. Breath in. Exhale and flex out. This is our third set with the flex position, so it may start to feel a little more comfortable. And breath in, exhale, point the feet, and release. Let the body come over. Good. And once more, flex, breathe, and drop. Enjoying the lengthening, the opening, the space that you're creating in the backs of the legs there. Good. Point the feet, roll up through the spine, and come to an upright position. Excellent. We're going to bend the legs. We're going to drop the left one in front of us, the right one behind us. And we're making these 90-degree angles here. I weight some more on this left leg, and you may feel space right here. And we're going to do a little more work on that hip, right hip here. So we're going to push through and try to open up and expand that space there. Shoulders are down. Do what you need to with the hands to help support you. And then we're going to push back and release it. Again, hips are connected to the spine, so you may feel this lovely spiral that you begin to have happen through the spine. And hip comes down and release. Let's take that again. Push through. Lengthen. You're undulating through that spine. Reach. Your shoulders are going to be twisting. Your head may be looking back too. And then push the hip back down. Body goes in the opposite direction last time. And that opening. You may want to move your hands so you can help support that and continue that reach. Now we're going to stay in this position, and we're going to just ease off a little bit without our spine traveling towards that hip. And then push and extend it forward with that hip so you're increasing the spiral. And little release here, breathe in, exhale and push, twist. And release, inhale. Exhale, push and twist. Good. And release. Let's bring this leg forward and we're going to take it to the other side. But before we do, just notice how different the side that we've stretched feels compared to the side we have not. So legs up, we're folding. We've got the right leg in front and the left leg behind. Again, the weight's forward here on this leg. A little space through underneath this left hip. And we've got push through the hip. Twist, feeling the spiral that happens there, and then release and let it come back. Keep going. Press and hip goes forward. A little more spiral in the spine. Good. And hip goes back and spine follows. Push through that hip. Feel the undulation through the spine. Let the shoulders do the work that they can by twisting there as the hip comes forward. Good. And release. Hip goes down. And push, twist, and reach all the way. Good. Let's come back down one more time. And we'll go back into that full twist, keeping the hip going forward. And now let's shift and put our hands down so we have something to brace ourselves to increase the stretch. So we're going to push and press. And try to get a little more spiral in that spine. And then ease off without the body coming forward. And then push that hip forward again. Increasing the spiral. And release just a small bit. And exhale and press. Way out there. You should feel like that hip is really elongating. And release back. And press. And reach. Good. Coming back, bringing that leg together, and let's bring it forward. And again, just check and see if both legs feel like they're nice and glued down into the floor and you have some length there. Now we're going to keep our backs nice and straight. Flex the feet. We're going to rotate out and point the feet. From this position, we're taking another forward fold. So lift up, and remember, you're folding from the crease in the hips. Now because we're in a rotated position, we're going to get a little bit different kind of stretch in the upper leg there. And drop down. Keep breathing. Feel the fold in the crease in the hip in the front. Shoulders are loose, heads are loose. Let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to flex out through the feet, which may feel pretty intense. So we've got a flexed position with our feet in this rotated at the hip leg position. And breathe in, exhale and point. And see if you can let the body slide over a little bit more, over the legs. Deep breath in, exhale, flex, pushing out through the heel, toes come towards you, and you feel that crease in the front of the hip there. This is a big stretch. This is a different kind of holding over
hamstring reach there. And then once again, on your next exhalation, point the feet. We have 2 more sets. Maybe you can lean forward a little bit more. Deep breath in. Exhale, press out through the heel. Let that head be nice and loose. Lengthening the spine along the legs. Good. And then breath in and point the feet. Still in this rotation. It may feel a lot easier to maintain a rotation. Deep breath in. Exhale, flex out through the feet and press down with the body, inching the hands out a little bit, making sure that head is loose. You're not holding tension in the neck. Really lengthening out and enjoying this deep stretch. Point the feet. Let's walk our hands up, rolling up through the spine and come to an upright position. Excellent. Let's go on to our backs now. So let's go down through that spine. We've done lots of work with the spine. Rolling down, sliding, let everything go, lengthen, and legs go out. Bring the arms up over the head. Let's flex the hands. You can clasp them together and then flex the feet. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and push out with the hands and the heels. So you're getting an arc in that lower back, just to ease off anything that you may have been feeling in that lower back. Good. And release. Let's take that once more. Deep breath in, flex the hands and the feet, exhale, and let that back really, lower back really arc up. So we're getting a nice arch and feeling a stretch through that whole area in the front of our bodies. And release. Good. Let's bring the hands down. Let the front leg bend to the side, foot to the floor, and then knee to the ceiling, and reverse it. Other side, bend, foot, and floor. And allow the spine to inch out so it feels like it's a little bit longer. We're going to bring the front leg into our chest. And now we're going to gently stretch up. Now we've done some hamstring stretching. Now we're doing it one leg at a time so we can get a little more specific focus on this particular leg. Feet are pointed. Bend the knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch and lengthen. Way out there. And bend. Inhale. Exhale. And lengthen. Feel that nice long stretch. Good. Other knee is staying straight up to the ceiling and is your anchor. Inhale. Bend. Exhale. And stretch. Let's flex out through the heel, which is going to deeply increase the stretch there. So you're flexing out, and then push through the ball of foot and point. And let's do toes up and then flex, pushing out. Balls of feet and point. And toes up and flex. Trying to bring the leg a little closer to you if you can. And ball of feet and point, and toes and flex. Last time, balls of feet, point, and toes and flex. Good. Push all the way through to a point. Bring the knee into the chest, really hug it in, and let the leg come all the way down. We're going to slide it out, flex that foot, and we're going to push out through that heel. And allow the hips to go so you get a little tilt in the pelvis and in the lower spine. Release and push it out. Stretch it out. And release. 2 more. And push it out. And release. And push it out. And release. Good. Relax that foot and let the knee bend, rotate to the side, and come back to your starting position. Adjust your spine. And you may feel like this leg feels quite a bit different than the other one. Let's take it to the other side. So your opposite leg is coming in. This leg is staying up into an anchor position, knee straight up to the ceiling. Foot is pointed. And we're extending and lifting. Now this first time, be gentle. We're in a parallel position here. Opening up through the back of the leg there. And point and hug it in. And breathe, stretch, and reach. Maybe you can get a little farther towards your head. And bend and in. If today you don't have completely straight legs, that's fine, as long as you're feeling a stretch in this whole hamstring, back of leg area. And here's our third one. Keep that lower back pressed into the floor. And bend, leg comes in. And stretch, lengthen, reach, and increase that range of motion if you can. Here we go with the feet flexing. So we're going to go into that flex. We're breathing out. We feel that heel really working out, away, and the hips staying down. And let's go through the foot. So we have ball of foot and point. Toes come up and flex. Balls of the feet and point. And toes come up and flex. We have two more. Really press out through that heel. And balls of the feet and point. And toes and flex. We're trying to lengthen, create more space in the back of the leg. And last one, ball of the foot and point. And out and flex. Feel the heel reaching up, the hip reaching down. And push through that point. Bring the leg into the chest. Slide that leg out. Arms come down. Flex the foot. And now we're pushing out through that heel and allowing the hip to go. And your spine feels this motion as well. Release. And push and press out. And release. Push and press out. Good. And release. And push and press out. And release. Let the leg come to the side. And we're coming back to our original position. Allow the back to come into a flatter position. You might feel like your spine is growing longer. And we're going to repeat this in a rotated out position. So here we go. Leg comes up. We're going to rotate the leg out. So you've got the knee going to the side. The heel is going to the opposite side. And we're going to grab a hold of the heel and stretch up. So it's going to be very different feeling. You're going to find that there are different places where you're getting stretch, but we're now stretching in a rotated position. You might find this leg doesn't get completely straight. Bending back down, making the knee go out to the side. And lift and stretch. This can be pretty intense. Adjust and modify if you need to. This knee stays straight up. And bend, keeping that leg rotated out. Breathing in. Exhale. Leg is turned out. And reach. Your leg might be shaking a little bit. Bend, keep that knee rotated out. And stretch. And lift. Now we're going to go into the flex position. So if you want to hold the leg in a different way with your hands, you can. We're going to press out through the heel. And this first press out is going to be challenging. Again, you might find that you're shaking or you might not have the leg completely straight. But let's continue on. Here we go. Ball of foot and point. And toes flex it out. Breathe. Ball of foot, point. And toes flex it out. Ball of the foot and point. And toes flex it out. I'm really feeling this. Balls of feet and point. And toes and flex. This leg still stays straight up and parallel. Point through and then rotate that leg out, bringing it as close to your chest as you can, and you're pressing your elbow against this knee here to rotate it out. Bringing it close to you. Good. And then come back. Drop the foot down. You've still got a rotated position. We're going to flex that foot out, drive out. So this leg is rotated out, and this one is still straight up. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push the heel out and get that hip going with it. And release. And push out. And you may feel that you're working the inside thigh a little bit more than normal. Release. Two more. And push out. Good. And release. And push it out. And release. Good. Let the foot go. Bend the knee to the side. Come to the front with the foot straight up and down. And again, you'll feel a difference between the legs. This leg is now going to maintain its position. We're going to take the opposite leg, rotate it out, pointing the foot. And we're keeping that rotation in the hip as we lift the leg up. And remember, this first one may be a little intense because we're stretching in some areas that we don't usually stretch. It might not be completely straight. And then open the knee. Make sure that knee goes out to the side. This leg stays straight up. Breathe, twist, and reach. Bend, opening that knee. Good. And extend. That leg still stays right in front of you. We're not trying to bring it off to the side. Good. And last one. Bend. Hopefully by this time it feels a little bit more comfortable and you've gotten a little more range of motion. Extend, lift, and stretch. So it's a rotated out stretch. Adjust your hands. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to push out through that heel. First time, it's a little intense. Remember, the leg truly is rotated out. This knee stays straight up. Push through the ball of the foot and point. And toe and flex. Good. Push through the balls of feet and point. And toes and flex. 2 more. Push through the balls of the feet. Breathe through this, folks. Don't hold your breath. Toes up and flex. And push through the ball of foot and point. And toes and flex. Good. Push it all the way through the foot. We're going to open up, make that knee go to the side. And now you have the same arm as leg. Elbow pressing into that knee and rotating the leg out, trying to bring the lower part of the foot towards you so you get a little bit more stretch underneath in the glute, the top of the hip area, in the back. Good. And then let's lower the leg down. Keep that leg rotated out. Foot is flexed. This leg is still parallel. Drive the heel out and then push the heel out so much that the hip goes. You feel that tilt in the lower spine and release. And push it out. Good. And release. And push it out. Breathe. And release. And push it out. Stretch the heel way out there. And release. Good. Relax that leg. Bring the knee to the side, foot to the floor. And let's bring both legs in chest. Hugging out. Good. Lift the legs straight up. Let's open the legs out a little bit. Feet are pointed, but then we're going to start to circle ankles. So we have 1 and 2. Keep going. 3 and 4. So the toes are going towards each other, circling and circle. 2 more and circle and circle. And let's reverse that. So now we're thinking of the little toes going out and circle. Keep that lower back on the floor. Good. Here's the 4th one. We have 4 more. Circling through the ankle. And 6. Good. And 7. And 8. Good. Bring the legs back into the chest. We're going to come down and go into a parallel position. We're going to take some grand balls. So we're sort of utilizing everything we've done so far. We'll be working with the abs somewhat. We'll be working with the hips and the legs and the feet. So arms are out at your side in a comfortable position. Front leg lifts up, push, and come down. Control it down. And push, lift up, and control it down. The leg that's not being lifted is staying parallel, and it's your anchor. And down. And lift. And we're going to take 4 more with a pointed foot. And lift it up, and down. And lift. As you slow down and going down, you're getting some ab work there. We have 2 more. Lift and down and lift and down. Let's work right away with the other leg. Lift it up and control it down. Feel the abs engage as you go down. Lift and down. Breathe. Lift and reach it out and lift. We have 4 more. Here we go. And lift up and down. Breathing. Lift. Control it. Feel it in the abs. Lift it up and down. And lift and down. Good. Let's relax for a minute. Beat the thighs out. Rock the hips side to side. Good. And then let your feet do the foot drop, allowing the whole body to move. Now we're going to go back into the bottom muscle. We're going to do this in a rotated out position. So let's start with our feet parallel and then rotate at the hips. We're familiar with this position. Here we go. Front leg lifts up and control it down. And lift and control it down. Breathing. And lift, control it down. And lift. We've got 4 more. Here we go. And up, slow down. Shoulders are relaxed. Try to relax them. Lift. You may be feeling this on the inside thigh. And lift. And down. And lift. Other side right away. And lift. And down. And rotated position. Feet are still pointed. And lift. Control it down. And lift. We've got 4 more. And lift. Coming down. And breathe. All the way, control it. 2 more. Reach it up. Feet are pointed. And down. And lift. And down. Good. Relax the legs. Let's rock the hips side to side. Excellent. Let's bring the legs up, straight up, pushing through the feet. And we're just going to take a little side bend with those knees. So drop the knees to the front and allow them to relax. Feel the stretch that happens through the spine, through the hips, and just allow that to loosen up and breathe. And then we're going to take that top leg, bring it in, flex that foot, drive it out on a diagonal line. So you're already sort of twisted to that diagonal, and you're just pushing out with the hip. So you're getting an opening through here to release some of the work that we've been doing. And then bring that leg in, stack it up, come upright. Notice if that side that we just stretched feels better than the other side. And so let's take it to the other way. So here we go, dropping the knees, allowing that whole hip to start to open up. Maybe you feel this in your lower back as well. And just rest and relax. And then bring the top leg up, flex the foot, drive it out on a diagonal line. So you can notice that you get a little more twist through that lower spine, and you feel a more of a stretch through the front of that hip there. Just reaching out and stretching. Good. And bring the leg back in, coming up. Let's go over to the front once more. We're going to allow our bottom arm to come under our head and our top arm come to the side. And we're going to push ourselves up to a sitting position. Excellent. So we haven't done that much work on the inside thigh, so let's rectify that right now. We're going to have the legs out, and you come to a fairly wide position. It might not be your fullest extent there. And let's flex the feet out, and let's just push through the hips. So we're just kind of rocking through. Nice and easy. Good. Feeling the inside thighs. Get the message that we're going to do some work here. Good. And release. Let's point the feet. Let's drop our hands down. We're going to roll the head back down through the spine, all the way out to the front. And let's just come to your elbows, or as close to your elbows as you can get to. Legs are still rotated out. And we're going to take a little push through with the right leg. So we're going to flex that right foot and then push it out. So we're trying to send the message to go out and lengthen. And release that. Let's take the other side. Flex, push out through the left. And point. Let's take that again. Flex, push out to the right, and point. And now other side. Flex, push through, and point. And you may find that you've really opened up the inside thighs quite a bit, and that your weight is more forward there. So let's continue on walking our hands out. We're going to get all the way down. My head is lifted a little bit so that I don't echo quite so much, but if you're capable of getting your head down, then please do so. Let's make sure our shoulders are loose and our necks are loose. So shimmy out. And let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Trying to lower our bodies as we go into this exhalation. Again, deep breath in, exhale, allowing the body to soften down, increasing stretch in the inside thigh. 2 more. Breath in. Exhale, reach and lengthen. And once more. Deep breath in. Exhale and lengthen. Good. Let the head be loose. And then take your hands, roll up through the spines, come upright, and let's bring the legs in just to give them a bit of a rest before we continue on. Okay, this time we're going to bend the legs up, and we're going to open up the right leg, and we're going to take the left leg, bend it, and drop it down. Now, we've got a little hip action happening here. We've got a 90-degree angle. We're going to twist our upper body so that we're in line with our shoulders to this front leg and reach up and over. So we're maintaining a side position here. Good. Feeling a twist in the spine. And then we're going to drop down, twist, and go down to the inside of this leg. So our right ear is going down towards the inside of the right knee there. Good. Let's come up, twist the shoulders, and repeat. We're going to the side, all the way twisting. Foot is pointed, and then we have our hands come down, our bodies twist. We adjust the arm, drop down. So again, right ear to right knee. So you're going to be feeling this in many different places. Some of you may feel it more on the hamstring, but you will also be getting stretch in the inside thigh. Let's take 2 more sets. Coming up, twist the shoulders, lift and reach. Now you might feel this in the back as well. Twist, drop, arms adjust, head comes down, getting the ear towards the inner knee, relax, breathe, increasing the range of motion here. Last time, coming up, twist the shoulders. You might be bracing the elbow against that leg. Reach over to the side. Breathe. And then twist, drop, adjust, and get the head down so the ear is going to the inside knee. Excellent. Let's put both hands down on the floor, roll ourselves up, come to an upright position, bring this leg forward, and shake it out. And now we're going to take it to the other side. So here we go. This leg is going out to the side. This leg lifts. We bring it behind us, and we've got 90-degree angles. Adjust yourself as you may need to. And from here, this hip is slightly lifted. We're going to twist the upper body so that the shoulders are going in line with that long leg, and reach and over. If you need to adjust the back leg to get a little more stretch, you can do that. So we have a twisted position here. Good. Now twist and come down, and we've got our head dropping. Ear goes to the inside knee there. Feeling a little more stretch on the hamstring of this long leg, but also maybe feeling a little more openness here in this back leg. Lift up, twist the shoulders, open the arm up and over, and feel the body twisting towards the ceiling. So you may feel this stretch somewhat in the back. And then over and down, adjusting the arm. Elbow might be right against that leg, or slide to the other side of it, and you've got your ear going to the inside knee. Keep breathing. Coming up, twist the shoulders, arms, lift, keep the body in that twisted position along the legs. So this is doing multiple things here for you in terms of opening up and strengthening and lengthening. And then come back down. Here's our third one. Elbows dropped, heads drop, lengthening out. Feeling the crease, the fold over from the front of the hip there on the long leg. And last one, come up, shoulders, lift, reach, long, long line. Twisting. You're bracing against the leg with the elbow there to help get you that twist. And then drop down, relax, breathe, and ear goes to the inside knee. Excellent. Hands down. Let's roll up through the spine, coming up right. Bring the back leg in and bring it to the front leg or the long leg. And then just notice if you feel like you've got some more
stability. Both hips feel like they're down into the floor, legs are the same length, etc. Okay, we're going to go back into a lie position to take advantage of what we just did. But this time, we're going to go off on the diagonals. So let's go into a flex foot with our feet. We've got the divine flesh out. We're going to twist the upper body and we're going to go directly out on a diagonal there. Head drops down, rolling through the spine. Enjoy the stretch, the additional stretch you may feel in the spine as you go down. And we've got both heels reaching out. We got both hips on the floor and heads are down. Shake those heads out. Keeping the legs rotated out as much as you can. Now you're going to really feel this in the inside thigh. And we take a deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can lengthen out a little bit farther, closer to the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale and surrender into the floor. 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe. Deep stretch. And last time, inhale, exhale, and reach. So you're going off in many different directions. Arms are going in diagonal, both legs are going out to the side, hips stay down towards the floor. And then walk the hands back as you roll up through the spine and come to an upright position. Now you may have really felt a stretch in the inside thigh on that left leg. Let's take it to the other side, twist. We've got another diagonal line, keeping this hip down, starting with the head so you can, again, feel that stretch that's going through the spine, all the way down. Reaching out to a diagonal line, go as far as you can. It might be different where you can reach from one side to the other, but both hips are on the floor, legs are going out to the sides. Breath in. As you exhale, reach out through the arms there. Long line. Breath in. Exhale, trying to keep the hips rotated out and both hips stay down. Heads are loose. 2 more breaths. Bringing it in. Exhaling it out as you lower the body down. And once more, deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Let's walk our hands in, roll up through their spine, and come to an upright position. And slowly bring those legs in, shake them out, help them to feel like they're still part of your body. And we're going to do just one last exercise, and we're going to work with arms here. So let's go on to our hands and knees. And we're going to have our arms a little farther forward so that we're on a slant. You're going to feel that stretch through the hips. And let's just take some simple push-ups with our arms in this position. And 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Keep going. 5. Use your breath. 6, and 7, 8. Keep going. 9, and 10, 11, 12. Let's go for 15, 13, 14, 15. Good. Push back into your child's pose. Good. Reaching the arms forward, stretching out through the armpits. And then we're going to bring the hands in, slide them, put the hands together, and then reach the arms up so we're opening up through the shoulders. Excellent. And then release the arms down, coming to a roll up through the spine. Excellent. Okay. Great job, everybody. You can maintain your position here on your knees if that feels comfortable. Let's reach the arms out, come up. Breathing in, palms together, and then bring the hands to the heart chakra. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this stretch class, please subscribe to my channel. I do put out new videos from time to time. Take care.